Hello, Tarot Land. Welcome in, YouTube. Today's July 27th, 2025. Hope you guys are doing all right out there. The reading is timeless. The date is for recording, posterity, like just keeping records on when it was recorded. It is 11:25 Pacific Standard Time right now. All right, let's open up the reading. All right, welcome in, witches, bitches, twats, and thoughts. It's Black Betty, and I am Karma's right hand. This is the Underdog Ministry. Thank you for joining me. You guys kick ass and take names. Everybody that is here, whether you are new, old, returning, first time popping in, trolling, I'm glad you're here. All right, headphone warning. That was a little weak. Much better. All righty, let's take these dice, folks. All right, the first word I see is nature. It's just sticking out to me heavily. Nature. Nature versus nurture. Something's not in somebody else's nature. Somebody likes to be outside in nature. The next word I see is hut. Okay, somebody might have like a meditation, like a survival retreat built somewhere, or like a lean-to, like they go out in the woods or like next to the river and like a little shade thing that they've built out of branches, just like a nature hut. Okay, that's interesting. That might be a tip for something. Somebody might be living in a survival tip. In a survival shelter. Somebody might be living in the wilderness in nature. Shit. S-H-I-T. Shit. Okay. Dad. D-A-D. Somebody's dad might take nature trips and says silly things like, does a bear shit in the woods? Dad joke. Okay. Got the word red right here. The color red. R-E-D. Red flag. Dock. Like a boat dock. Somebody might go out in the woods just like to camp and stuff, like a survivalist, like as a hobby. Guitar. G-U-I-T-A-R. Guitar. Out of vowels. Rose. R-O-W-S. Okay, somebody might have a rowboat at a dock somewhere. This person might just go out into the woods with their guitar. This person might like to build survival shelters. This is not necessarily a negative beginning to this reading. I'm getting more characteristics of the person that this reading is for. Somebody's a nature person. They really like to be one with the elements. They don't necessarily live out there, but they regularly take trips. So much so that they've got like this place, like a little survival shelter or a hut that they like to hang out at. This person brings their guitar. They row a boat to get there from a dock. A red boat. Let's get the overall energy, and then I'm going to pull some out of the basket, but she's way over there. Hold a second. And we're back. Okay. forgot the basket was way over there. So let's get the overall energy of this reading. And if these characteristics are yours, maybe this reading's for you. It might be about somebody that you know. We've got death in reverse. Somebody's resisting change, resisting starting something new, overcoming old patterns. Something along those lines. Maybe this person goes out in like nature to reset, like they need some quiet time. Like they need to go away from people. They need to go away from noise. They need to go away from electricity. They need to go away from the internet, and they need to get back to their connection with the planet. I think this person might be stressed out. Oops, we got a whole bunch that just fell on the floor. 1 second. Let's collect those. The first one I can see on the floor face up is lust. Okay. Lust. Right there. Lust. It's one of the 7 deadly sins. It is dark, negative, sexual energy, Jezebel, incubus, succubus energy. So lust is one of the 7 deadly sins. It is a demon. Sniveling and pitiful like Peter Pettigrew, the rat shows through. In the closet. Abandoned ship. Oh boy, I'm gonna get in trouble for this one. Blue waffle twat. I'm gonna put that one far aside because I probably won't repeat it during the reading. Somebody's feeling, maybe I will because somebody's feeling the burn is the very next thing. Yo, Patrick, welcome in. Annette, welcome in. We've got High Priestess here. The Gestalt theory, context matters, and the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. What you see and how you see it matters, and yourself, okay? What you see and how you see it matters, including yourself. You play a role in that perception and organization, okay? So the way you see things is not necessarily true to context. It's the way you're seeing your role in things, okay? Somebody has handwritten documentation and receipts from up to 10 years ago. Abandoned ship. This one goes out to all my friends from being a teenager. If you knew me back when, I am the light. It is flame that you seek, fuckers. Somebody's happy. I'm hearing Ren and Stimpy right now. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, joy. Okay. Anyways. The sun, planet the sun, masculine energy is here. Masculine energy, the outer world, vital energy. This is this person. Okay? Definitely this person. Don't worry about your details of getting or using your own personal power. It will come to you as you grow. You don't grasp personal power, you evolve into it. So don't worry about the details. Your job is not to live to please a lover. Please your soul and then find another who pleases theirs. Then share. This is this masculine. This is why they're alone in nature. This is why they'd rather be out there with nobody and a guitar. They would rather shit in the woods than deal with the dating scene today, evidently. We've got the Oracle of the OGs. That would be yours truly, folks. Oracle of the OGs, the tarot reader, the Terp gods, right? We've got Elk. The overworld, or overwhelmed. I tried to read this upside down. Overwhelmed. Somebody's overwhelmed. This person is overwhelmed out in nature. And then we've got that blank card. I keep pulling these out and I keep finding more and more and more. It's weird because I've got like thousands of them that are blank and I don't know what. I thought I pulled them all out, but that means a clean bill of health. This person here, this masculine energy, they don't deal with lusty people. They're not in this lusty energy at all. This person is going to hold on to their morals. They're not going to change. That's something they're not willing to alter about themselves. Okay? This person's overwhelmed. They're outside in the fresh air. This person is trying to find that spark. I'm the light. It is flame that you seek. This person has been burned one too many times by people, by being lusty. Somebody doesn't want me to talk about this already. We're just going to go away the evil. All right. That's better. All right. So we've got that throat chakra cleared, right back up. So somebody is out in the woods. This person is freaked out. There's something about themselves they're never going to change, and it's that they can't deal with this lusty energy. Okay? They don't like that. They want somebody that they can share their pleasures with, not just give pleasure to. And pleasures are not necessarily sexual. This is somebody who likes to sit in the woods and play the guitar and look at nature. They like to row a boat. They like to be on the water. This person is like, I'm going to say more of an experienced guy than somebody that's going to go to Broadway. Okay, we're going to go out and we're going to camp, hunt, fish, go to the races. We're going to go, movies, barbecues, outdoorsy type shit. All right? On the water. This person loves to be outside. They're waiting to find somebody else that's just like them. They're not going to keep repeating the same mistakes. This person's been burned. I think this person has, I'm going to say, been cheated on. And that high priestess energy is this person goes into nature to get in touch with their own intuition, their own vital energy, their own center of being. And they want somebody that doesn't disrupt that they can share their life with. First card out is Five of Pentacles flipped. I don't think this person is very well-to-do. I don't think this person's ever been very financially secure. I think this person's always kind of lived paycheck to paycheck. And they think that maybe it's better for them to just be alone in the woods for whatever reason. Ace of Swords just flew out. That's the truth. And then what's this one? Four of Pentacles in the reverse. This person's tired of holding their feelings back, of holding themselves back. There's something that this person's holding on to. Look. There's something this person's holding on to. They don't have the ability to let it go. They don't, maybe it's a little clinging kind of energy here because they've always kind of been ass out. So they hold on to things they shouldn't hold on to, maybe. That's why they go out into nature. There's nothing there but them and God. The Hierophant just flew out. This is this person's spirituality. This is their version of what God is. Okay? Context matters. Context matters. This person doesn't necessarily believe in the man in the clouds. Okay? This person does believe in an anonymous in nature. This person literally goes out into nature to put themselves back into perspective with the macrocosm. On the big scale, whatever they're going through, being overwhelmed really isn't much when they're out in the woods or out in nature or out on the water or whatever. I don't know. It's like they're getting to know themselves better. They're getting to learn themselves. The more time they spend alone, they're finding what makes them feel whole. And once they know that their job, okay, this person's learning this lesson, that their job is not to live to please a lover, it's to please their own soul. Find somebody else that does this, likes the same shit that pleases them, and share those energies together. It isn't about lust. It isn't about money. It isn't about you being responsible for another person's happiness. This person's having an aha moment. I'm getting a song intruding into the mix here. Otis Redding. I got Red and Dock. Otis Redding, sitting on the dock of the bay. Out sitting in the morning sun. I'll be sitting when the evening comes. This person's sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time, watching the tide roll away. Lovers in reverse. They're really sitting there trying to figure themselves out. Their job is not to live to please a lover. It is to please themselves and find another person who does the same thing for themselves and share that energy, because then nobody is depleting each other. Nobody's dependent on each other for their happiness. This person's having insight with this high priestess energy. King of Swords on the bottom of the deck. They're really trying to be honest with themselves. They're really sitting down and being brutally honest with themselves. So what is blocking this person from maybe branching out? They're kind of waiting for something to just kind of hit them, like that spark, right? But they don't like that spark, because every time they've felt a spark, they've gotten burned. They're kind of waiting for a slow burn here. Melting. This person doesn't want to burn. They want to melt into somebody. Awakening. This person's having some serious realizations sitting out there by themselves in the woods. The Key in reverse and the Maestro. Look, nobody's going to hand this person some sort of perfect relationship. They actually have to go out and look for it. That Key in reverse is like somebody's not going to just be like, okay, poof, everything is mysteriously unlocked for you, like somebody's waved a magic wand, because that's not how magic works, right? This person has been realigning their energy and frequency, so when they find the right person, they make the right chord. They make the right music together, okay? Otherwise, you're going to have discord. You're going to have disharmony. This person's tuning themselves up to be the right addition to the, I don't know, to the song here. So we've got strength on top of that 5 of Pentacles. So through adversity, this person has gained great strength. This person maybe has had to live in survival shelters, or they know how to survive with nothing, right? This person doesn't really value possessions. They're not somebody that is rich. I don't think they realize this isn't a blockage to having love. This person thinks that the money and not having a bunch of money and not having a bunch of material and tangible things to give as gifts means that they're not worthy of being some sort of partner here. This is what they're learning out in nature. This person's looking at nature and going, wow, there's nothing in nature that has to pay for love other than humans. Interesting. And they're putting themselves in that context with the grand scheme of nature. And they're starting to realize all it takes is strength of character to be a good partner. So through their adversity, they've gained the strength to know what it takes to survive and to get through hard times. That makes them a little braver, a little bit more confident, a little bit more worthy of some sort of love and compassion. This person feels worthy of, deserving of a kind and empathetic partner, somebody that's supportive, somebody that understands their perception of things. Boom, the King of Cups right behind the Queen. They're right next to each other and they just can't see it. This person just isn't there. They don't see themselves yet, but they know that's what they want. I don't think they feel 100% worthy of it yet, but they know that's what they want. And it's their end all be all here. The Wheel of Fortune, it's like trophy wife, trophy spouse. Happy wife, happy life, happy house, happy spouse. Everything's good. Everything's gravy. Everything is turning around. There is a turning point here that is coming. This person has been working on themselves. They've been sitting on the dock of the bay, right? Trying to restore balance to their life, where they've been very upset, very possibly angry, possibly disgusted with life, possibly feeling extreme or reckless one way or another. This person could be overindulging in lust, right? There's things about themselves that they're still repairing or still trying to find forgiveness for themselves. And it's probably because of overindulgence in other people here. In intimate relationships with people that they don't want to, I don't know, they don't see a life with, they don't want to procreate with, they don't want to build a partnership or a family with. This is just energy, lust. I think this person's gotten sick a couple times with that feeling the burn. I think that they've gotten overwhelmed with the dating scene and they retreated into nature. This person went away. They went to hide in their little hut. This is somebody that is a parent, okay? This is somebody that likes to be out in nature. This is somebody who's rebuilding trust with themselves. They're learning how to trust themselves and be alone. Alone. They're resorting to going back to survival, like camping, what used to be some sort of hobby for this person, as some sort of nature reset therapy. So they're like, they don't have the option of being lusty. They're out there in the woods. Like getting it literally in and out of the mud. This person might be resetting their no passion in reverse. This person's resetting themselves in nature. This person's doing some sort of celibacy retreat is what I'm getting. Caution. This person got a red flag warning. They almost, I'm going to say this person caught something with feeling the burn and realized that they could have killed themselves with their behavior. Abundance is here, right on top of Wheel of Fortune. Whatever this person is doing is going to bring them in some money. Look, this person is reestablishing trust with themselves. They're celibate. And then we've got red, yellow, green. We've got stop, caution, go. Here's the deal. Somebody has had this awakening moment that nobody's going to just hand them the keys to whatever they want here. Nobody's just going to land in their lap, so to speak. The perfect person isn't going to come find them on this deserted island and be like, hi, here I am. So this person may be having to resort to coming back into society. All right. This person being celibate is, because they got this warning, has kicked in some sort of creative money-making drive in this person because they're sexually frustrated. The way the cards are falling out, I just can't right now. This person's sexually frustrated, but it's a good thing. They're doing this on purpose. This is like, look, they want love. This person wants love, not lust. This is pretty cool, actually. It makes me happy to see a lot more people are taking this approach, because that shows love for yourself as well. This is pouring into your own healing. This is getting in touch with your true nature as to who you are. Knowing you're the shit without being the shit or shitting on anybody else, right? This is somebody that may have taken their guitar out in the fucking woods and just been on a boat somewhere, like in the middle of the lake. Like, this person could go fishing on the weekends just to be alone. On the cut, before I even shuffle the kipper, we've got main, female, and occupation. So this person wants to be with somebody they can work with. They want to be with somebody they can work with. Despair is here, and imprisonment. This person, I'm hearing this song right now by Creed. He created my own prison. This person did this to themselves on purpose. All right? They did this to themselves and locked themselves away from society. This person isn't working. They don't have any money. They may be literally surviving off of the land here to get themselves back to feeling alive again. Somebody hurt this person heavily. They don't want to change old patterns necessarily, and change just flew out. They don't want to change old patterns, but change is here. Change is the only constant, and that's what this person is learning when they're putting themselves in this context, in the sum of the whole of the parts, okay? This person is realizing it's just another evolution of themselves. Like the snakes shed their skin in nature, this person has to shed some sort of way of being. And it's this lust demon energy, this incubus, succubus, sharing themselves with everybody, and this person's having a hard time, so they stuck themselves out in nature so they would have no other option. This is a hardcore detox for this person. King of Cups, Knight of Swords. So this person really wants their partner. They're trying to detox from other people's energy. They've cut everything and everyone off. This person's got a new phone number. They've gone out into the woods. They've turned off said phone number. Nobody from the old number is getting put into the new phone. This person here is tired of the fast life. Tired of the fast life. They're ready to kick back and not be sexually frustrated. They're ready to be abundant and be loved because they know that abundance comes from love energy, not lust energy. Eight of Swords in the reverse. This person is going to free themselves from the prison they've created for themselves. And we've got sniveling and pitiful like Peter Pettigrew up there in despair. Look at the card. This person's tired of themselves. They're tired of themselves, and they're going to relieve themselves of the burden that they put on themselves. They're going to let themselves out of their own prison here. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So this person might not have money. They might not have any long-term plans. They might not have any future that they thought they were going to have, so to speak. Maybe that's why they're out in nature. All of their plans have been disrupted. Six of Wands, Five of Pentacles. Back to the very first card of the reading. This person doesn't make plans because people knowing your plans will always ruin your plans. And you end up ass out in the long run. This person's been screwed over by their friends, business partner, former lover, any and all of the above, maybe all. This person's tired of everybody. Everybody they've ever dealt with has screwed them over. So they've gone out into the woods to deal with themselves and figure out what about themselves fits into that sum whole of the parts. If they subtract themselves from the mix, it seems to be that there is peace, that this person can get along. They can survive in the most difficult of situations by putting themselves through some sort of nature celibacy adventure. Okay? This person here is like maybe taking a boat out to some sort of remote island. This person may be a rowboat, not even a motored boat. Like this person's out there hunting, building a lean-to. This person is meditating in nature, fishing. This person's just sitting there thinking, watching the water, watching the birds and the animals, looking at how it all kind of fits in together and realizing that the rat race that they're in, they don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with lusty situations. They don't want to pay and have to have drama and have to, I don't know. This person doesn't like a lot of the fanfare that goes along with today's dating scene. It's too, I don't know. Bougie is the word I'm getting. Like people don't date because they actually genuinely want love anymore. They date because somebody's got a good car, somebody's got a fat wallet, somebody is a baddie, somebody's got, you know, they're got a Coke can in their pants on gray sweatpants Sunday. Like people aren't dating because they want love, and that's what this person is waiting for. They're not going to be party to this lusty shit until there's somebody that actually wants to like build a nest. This is somebody who mates for life here. This is a monogamous human being, this creature of nature, this person, this dad that is in nature here. This person that will take a boat, row a boat out to the middle of the lake to get away from people. This person will sleep in nature to reset themselves. They have like receded from society. What's the final advice for this person? If they're out in the middle of the woods, they probably aren't even watching, but it's a timeless reading. Somebody will come back and say, yep, that was me 6 months ago. Yep, that was me last summer. Yep, that was me in 2025. It could happen. We'll see. We've got sage, wisdom and knowledge. Sage. Though often used for its capacity to cleanse and clear negativity, sage also holds the power of wisdom and knowledge. Pulling this card in a reading means that the wisdom or knowledge you seek is right in front of you, or that you already know the answer to the question you're asking. Allow your own inner knowledge to guide you through this time. Sage's power tells us to trust the inner voice and to move forward with confidence. So whoever this nature dad is has gone out and they have gotten cleansed somehow in their frame of mind. This may not be a religious experience or a spiritual experience, so to speak, for this person. They just might go out in nature because they just want to be quiet, because they just want to watch the animals and hear the wind and the creek babble by. They want to hear, you know, the waves lap on the shore. They want to hear the birds. They don't want to hear a bunch of hens clucking. Okay? This person's ready to go reset, or has recently gone and done a reset. And they are ready to find somebody that also enjoys the same kind of reset that they do. All right, this is, I am the light, it is flame that you seek. This person is waiting for their twin. They're waiting for their twin flame. They're waiting for the right person, the only one under the sun. The only one under the sun that is not going to leave them feeling overwhelmed. And this person's listening to their intuition every time they meet somebody. And if they feel like going into nature after they meet somebody, it's not necessarily the right person. If they need to reset, they're getting the wisdom and the knowledge from realizing, if I need a reset, this person has set me off. I think that this man here is doing the right thing for themselves. This person's going out and really learning their own connection to themselves. And they're going to be a better leader for it. When they get into this relationship here, hold on. When they get into this relationship, they're going to be able to be a leader without being a dominator. There's a difference between being in control and being controlling. This person's learning how to be in control. They're at a fork in the road. They're about to make a decision that's going to change their life entirely. So somebody's carrying a lot, and they've been many places. They've seen many faces. This person's at a fork in the road. They've gained the wisdom to know what the right direction is for them. And once they get to this place, they need to trust themselves. They're going to be able to choose the right person. Okay, it's going to happen in the right time. You're going to feel a connection with somebody, and it's just going to lead you down the right road. All of a sudden, you're just going to want to, that's the right one for me. And the moon is here. It's going to be mysterious the way that this happens for you. I'm getting like somebody might be out at some sort of a show or a festival or like a farmer's market or a fair or something like that, and like bump into somebody at a line, like a food line, a line for the bathroom, a line for waiting for a ride. And it's going to be like, what? I just came off of a hill. I just came off out of a 2 or 3 month camping trip in nature, and the one person I've been thinking about the entire time, boom, I've run into them at the store or something. It's going to be kind of like that. So that's kind of an interesting reading. Kind of like the way that worked. If this reading resonates with you, let me know. Where are you guys watching from? Hey, Annette. Hey, Crazier in Humanity. Hey, Cynthia. How's Leanie doing? I appreciate all you guys for being here. Where are you guys watching from? What time zone are you in? What country? What state? What city? Texas, huh, Cynthia? Is there, I don't know about the terrain too much other than there's a lot of bordering of Mexico, but is there a river? Is there trees there? Is there, ooh, South Africa, welcome in. All around the world, I love this. What kind of landscape is there out there, Cynthia? Like, I'm one of those girls, I've been in California most of my life. I've traveled around, right? I've seen places, but here we've got mountains, ocean, we've got desert, we've got river, we've got valley, we've got every type of topography here. So it's like, and it's all within, 5 hours, one direction or another. 9:05 p.m. in South Africa. Well, good evening to y'all. Rivers, woods, and desert. Really? Huh. I've never even thought about checking out Texas. I should go vacation there someday if I ever win the lottery. If I ever won the lottery, I think I would probably not travel the United States first. I'd probably be doing my world tour and then come back to the United States for relaxation and then travel all the states to figure out which one I wanted to plant in. Like just land and build a house. I don't know. What would you guys do if you won the lottery? I know I would travel to at least almost all of Europe. I would definitely want to go to Mexico. I would absolutely want to go to Australia. All of South America and definitely Africa. So like, I just kind of want to travel the world pretty much. All the continents. Except for the United States because I'm tired. I'm tired. Thank you. I try to make my readings mindful. A lot of times that's not always what comes through because there's a lot of people that do nefarious things and there's drama and there's also a lot of inspiration that comes through, but I really appreciate that compliment, Crazier. Thank you. Okay, you guys, I think I'm gonna close out. Let me get you one Deadly Apothecary card just for the collective out there. It has nothing to do with the last reading. For my collective, give me maybe the dark stuff that they're dealing with and how to get rid of it. Or like, if you're feeling kind of what's the antidote for the all right? This is just for my collective out there right now. Please and thank you. Destroying Angel, soul contracts. We had this yesterday or the day before. So, and I literally opened to it first thing. I didn't even, like, bibliomancy. That's interesting. So, here's the deal. This here is about not being ashamed to detach from those who have harmed you. The destroying angel is the death cap mushroom. All right. Anybody that knows anything about mushrooms knows that the death cap mushroom, it's gonna kill you. Like, that's why it's called what it's called. There is no antidote. There is no known medical research repurposes. There's research being done on it, and there's no known antidote. The destroying angel has been wronged and is filled with a righteous wrath. They will stop at nothing to make sure that the person who has crossed them will suffer. And like an avenging angel, they're consumed with fury and will give no quarter. However, the punishment they seek outweighs the crime. They're not thinking rationally and deliberately go out of their way to hurt someone. Onlookers can understand why they feel this way, but are starting to wonder if destroying angel has taken it too far. And the antidote for this is knowing that there's a reason why destroying angel's enemy has stirred up so much emotion. They're soul bound and were contracted to meet and challenge each other before they incarnated on Earth. By putting so much energy into retribution, destroying angels' bond to their nemesis becomes stronger and more constrictive. For them to end the connection, they can visualize ripping up the soul contract and saying, I release you. We are no longer bound. Our contract is null and void. They will find that the ire will dissipate and they will start to disassociate from their enemy. While the actions of their enemy are never condoned, the holdover destroying angel will be lessened and they will at last find peace. So when someone has done you so wrong that your ass is chapped about it, you are burned about it, you are ready to make them pay, don't. Look at them and say, I thank you for the lesson and I release you from any and all soul contracts that we are bound to in this and future lifetimes, please, and thank you, God. And let it go. Let it die. Because it's toxic to your life. All right. So, y'all, that's been the reading for July 27th. I'll probably be back later on. We'll see. I tend to get tired in the evening, and I have a little bit more going on in the house. Like, my son's always downstairs playing video games and stuff like that. So, I try to not kick him out of the living room when he's down here hanging out. I like him to still hang out. Being a teenager and all, he doesn't like to do that very much anymore, and that's totally normal. So I take every opportunity when he hangs out down here to, you know, at least pretend I understand the video games he's playing, because I'm like, I don't get it, but he gets it. So, all right, we'll try and get another reading in this evening, you guys. And remember, if I can manage to not be a piece of shit, so the fucking you. Black Betty out.